It's Retro Podcast with your host, Retro Lion. We talk music, entertainment, films, and more. And now, here he is, live, Retro Lion. Welcome back to Retro Podcast. I am the Retro Lion, also known as Ben Cena, and today we have another Dhar Mann actor with us, and that is Jimmy Pierce, and welcome to the Retro Podcast.
Hi, how are you? Good to be here.
Doing really well. It is getting ready to snow here in Ohio.
Ah, very exciting. I miss snow. I used to live in Ohio, actually.
Oh, really? Where?
Toledo. Well, technically, Sylvania, but close enough.
I'm actually not far from Toledo. I'm in the Lake Erie area, so it's going to get worse for us up there, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, worse before it gets better, huh?
Yeah. It's funny because I was on YouTube the other day, and like how before YouTube videos or before music, they always have ads that come before. There was a Google ad, and I could have swore you were in the ad. Was that you?
Yeah, that was me, the classic Google ad. I haven't had anything that good since, but that was a nice one to have. Although I missed out. Apparently it was playing in theaters, because I had like friends who like saw it in like the AMC intro session or whatever. But they're not running it anymore, and I never bothered to actually go see it in the theater when it was running, so next time. Next time I'll remember.
I'm missing out on that.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't really go to movie theaters as much as I used to, because streaming changed
COVID, made it so much harder.
Yeah, well, and I have a projector and a screen at home that I watch movies on, so that really changed everything.
Oh, that's a good setup. I want one of those. You got like a little theater room?
I don't have a theater room, sadly. I just grab the projector and I just put up a screen and just project it at the wall, and we'll watch it.
Oh yeah,
have
my
like a
roommates
little...
did something similar when I was in undergrad. Yeah, the little projector. It's pretty hype.
I have a little remote that I press to bring the screen down, and I watch movies on there.
Yeah. That's
although a lot of people say that the new SpongeBob movie is well done. Would like to see it in a theater, but I'll just wait till it's on DVD.
Now, me and my girlfriend wanted to go see it because that's been our go-to like fall asleep TV show for a while now. Is like classic era SpongeBob, and we were like, oh, over Christmas, we were like, oh, we gotta go see the new SpongeBob movie, but we just did not. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
We just.
I don't even know the next movie I'm gonna go see. Although Masters of the Universe trailer just came out not long ago, and that looks interesting.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Masters of the Universe. I didn't even know they were making one.
Yeah, it's a remake. It looks great. I'd see where it goes.
Were you a big He-Man fan back in the day?
Yes. Well, I'm 26, so I didn't exist in the 80s.
But good enough. I mean, I was a huge Ninja Turtles kid. I was Ninja Turtles all the way.
But I liked it.
Started with the 80s one. I feel like we had like old VHS tapes or something. I mean, the 2003 cartoon was my era, and that was it was peak. No nostalgia bias. Surely that my opinions still hold.
I think the animated show that I'm currently watching at the moment, because I can't tell you how hard I've laughed at it, is South Park.
Oh yeah, South Park phase. Yeah, South Park's very good. Oh man, I was big into The Simpsons for a while there actually, when Disney Plus was new and shiny and not horrifying yet. I was binge watching like the first 8 seasons of The Simpsons over and over again. But now I've seen them too many times, like I can't watch them anymore. It's
with you on that.
Diluted my enjoyment.
I like Simpsons. It's at the point where they do the same jokes over and over again.
Yeah,
but I like the old ones. And it's the same with Family Guy. I like the old Family Guy. Although some of the new ones are hilarious too. But I'm telling you, man, when it comes to the two guys at South Park and Seth MacFarlane, they're hilarious when they write comedy.
Yeah, they're on it. They got their fingers on the pulse for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually have the South Park movie, South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
I don't think I've ever watched it, but I know my dad was a huge fan of that. Isn't that where there's like a Canadian, there's a song about fighting Canada or something?
Yes, there is.
War with Canada. That's the idea. I think
Yeah,
that's
there's even a scene which I didn't know was in the film, and I'm like, how did I miss that? But there's a scene where it's U.S. versus Canada, and Canada are in airplanes and they're dropping bombs. They actually drop it on the Baldwin's mansion.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Prescient. Reminds me, I did see Team America World Police, which I think is also Parker and Stone. Boy, they don't like Alec Baldwin at all. And, I mean, now we can see. Now we see the truth.
I feel like there's so many people. Which, don't get me wrong, I do think Alec Baldwin's hilarious when it comes to comedy, but I completely understand why he's become a hated actor, which I get it, but still I keep that separate from his comedy.
No, I agree with that 100%. I mean, I love 30 Rock. I think 30 Rock is wonderful, and plus he's great in Glenn Gray, Glenn Ross. You know.
This was not a very good movie, but to me, I think it's hilarious. I don't care what everybody says, but Cat in the Hat, where he played the villain in that movie, that was hilarious.
I think that movie achieves exactly what it sets out to do, as long as it set out to be like really scary and unsettling. It's like a horrifying rendition, which I guess is kind of appropriate, to be honest, tonally, for like Dr. Seuss, you know. Like you don't want to live in that world. That's a rough and tumble world.
But Cat in the Hat, there's this one scene where he sneaks into their house and he's stealing food, and he comes out, and then there's Mike Myers up on the ceiling. He's just itching his behind, and all the hair is coming down. He's like going, is there a cat in here? And he just keeps sneezing. He's like, I gotta get out.
I'll have to rewatch Cat in the Hat. I always put it in the same category of like really scary kids movie as like the Jim Carrey Grinch. I did not
That's
like
my
the
favorite
Grinch
one.
bit. That scared the hell out of me.
That's
really
hilarious.
Where it's a human actor in that much makeup as like an anthropomorphic thing. Freaks the fuck out. The Cat in the Hat goes above and beyond to be terrifying, in my opinion.
What makes both Cat in the Hat and The Grinch hilarious, especially Cat in the Hat, it's funnier watching it as an adult because there's so many adult jokes you never pick up as a kid, and you're just laughing as hard as ever. Like every time I put that movie on, I'm just like, how did I miss that?
Like, wow, they got away with a lot here. Huh? Yeah, they got away with all kinds of shit in this one.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely not a kids movie that would get made today.
No, exactly right. It's actually a shame. I feel like one of the markers of like getting older is the fact that I'm not up to date with like the newest Pixar movies anymore. You know, like I think the original run of Pixar's from like Toy Story to, I don't know, Up, you know, is like just so peak. But I'm too old. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know the new ones. I never saw Elemental or like Encanto or whatever it is. I saw
Encanto I love. Elemental don't watch. It's total waste of time. It's
really?
bad.
Oh wow. Harsh words for Pixar.
Yeah.
I was quite disappointed actually with Incredibles 2. I think Incredibles 1 is like probably one of my top 10 favorite movies ever. But I feel like they should have had a time jump, you know? Like I feel like it would have been more interesting to see the kids growing up a little bit, Jack growing up a little bit, and like see, you know, the characters in a different phase of their lives, especially because it was so long since the first movie came out. I was disappointed it picked up right where, you know, the last one left off. And there isn't really much of a plot for like Mr. Incredible anyway.
No.
Really, nobody has much of a plot, to be honest, because last year just ends up hypnotized and bad guyified. And then the kids finally get to... Yeah, no, I was disappointed with that one, for sure. Must be sad.
It could have been better.
But, oh my god, dude, speaking of like adult themes in kids' movies, the first Incredibles is crazy. I mean, he was definitely sleeping with Mirage, right? That's the subtext, like, clearly he's having an affair. Am I in the wrong for thinking that?
I don't think he was.
Oh, no way.
I mean, does it look like it? Yes, but I don't think he was.
I mean, okay, maybe he wasn't canonically having an affair, but I feel like that's definitely the, you know, the, like, he's, you know, middle-aged dad, wants to reclaim his lost youth and his glory days. Hot blonde, platinum blonde lady seduces him into this world of crime and subterfuge.
But there's a scene in the movie where he's upset that because he thinks his family was killed, but then once he finds out they're alive, he's glad that they're alive. So it really comes to show you that I mean, yes, it looks like he's having fun, but he's not really. He's just doing his job as a superhero.
I mean, this is true. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in that movie, man.
But the best Pixar movie is Toy Story.
Oh, I agree. Toy Story is my favorite movie, actually. The first Toy Story. It's so well done, and like the emotional beats hit so well that nobody ever questions the fact that at the end of the movie, Buzz Lightyear can just fly magically. Like the whole movie is like you can't fly, buddy. You're a toy. And he has his little, see, you can't fly. And then at the end, they go up in the rocket, and he's like, no, he can fly now. And like the music swells, and you're like, yes, Buzz. It's never explained. He doesn't use his flying powers in any of the sequels, but we buy it. You never question it for a moment.
I think the one scene that I laugh at the most in Toy Story 1 is where they're in Sid's backpack and they're going up to Sid's room, and Wood's like, not Sid's room, not there. And then they see some kind of operation going on, and Buzz Lightyear's like, I don't believe that man's ever been to medical school.
That movie's absolutely unbelievable.
And as a person who likes the first Scream film, I did a little crossover, just fan fiction crossover. I mean, I never actually wrote or illustrated or anything. It was just something fun I came up with my friend. Said that you could have a universe where it's Toy Story, Scream, and Five Nights at Freddy's. You could have Stu with the toys in his backpack, and they go up to his room, and there's the Five Nights at Freddy's suit that Matthew Lillard's other character wears in the movie, with all this movie equipment, and then Buzz says, I don't believe that man's ever been to film school.
I actually kind of like the idea that Five Nights at Freddy's takes place. I mean, alright, to be fair, I'm not well versed. I know there's a lot of lore in the Five Nights at Freddy's already for how it all works. I don't know the lore, but it could take place in the Toy Story universe. That would explain why they're alive. Really, there's a lot of like dark implications to the Toy Story universe. All these inanimate objects that are alive. I'm sure they've committed murders. I'm sure there are bad toys out there. We see bad toys in the movies, Lotso Huggin' Bear is kind of a crooked fella, as is the, prospector, Stinky Pete or whatever his name is. Who knows?
Yeah, someone actually, a fan theory person online compared Lotso Huggin' Bear and the Sunnyside daycare place. They compared it to a World War II prison unit, which, I mean, they're definitely right about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just text at that point.
Yeah.
War crimes.
And you could just imagine like how worse we're seeing things today. I mean, that's what it's being compared to.
Yeah. Well, who knew? It was ahead of its time. Who knew it would be that prescient?
So you did some. So I actually discovered you in some Dhar Mann short films. And tell me your experience about working on those short films.
Well, I quite like Dhar Mann, to be honest. I mean, I came out here to LA from Florida to go to film school. I went to USC during the time, I believe 2019 was when I started, so then COVID hit immediately halfway through and ruined everything. But at least I graduated in person. And since then, I've been pursuing acting and my own sort of projects on the side for, I don't know, 4 years now, since 2022? And I think when you're starting out acting, a lot of good sources of roles are Dhar Mann, like verticals, things of that sort. But Dhar Mann's fun. I mean, given the choice, don't tell them I said so, but given the choice between Dhar Mann and a vertical, I take Dhar Mann every time. They're silly and they're cheesy, but at least they're widescreen. And they have a little bit of a nice, positive messaging to them, which is more than can be said for verticals, which have horrible messages in them. But yeah, I think I did, the one big lead I had in a Dhar Mann was like, something like bullied student gets makeover or something, where I had like a bunch of acne makeup on, and then they like remove it magically, and then suddenly I'm the talk of the town. Which, boy, they really piled on the acne makeup. I mean, I looked like a leper. I had bad acne growing up, but nothing like that. I've never even seen something like that. So, good times. Good times.
Yeah, I actually got to interview your co-star Kai Kane from that short film.
I love her. Oh, she's so good.
Which is funny because the first time I met her, and she was so lovely, she was so sweet, that I accidentally pronounced Dhar Mann's name wrong, and I was like, oh no, I pronounced his name wrong! Whoops!
I think you could have pronounced it wrong, and I wouldn't have been able to. I would have been like, oh, I guess I was wrong. I guess I didn't know. Oh, she's wonderful, and she is an incredibly good actress. I was blown away by her work when we worked together. I mean, she's got it.
Yeah, there was another movie that she was in that I watched when it came out. It was called The Barista, and it's funny because the movie came out right after I interviewed her, and I'm watching the movie and I'm like, is this the same person that I met, that I just spoke with?
It's a little bit like, I know you. You look very familiar.
No, because which I'm not. I mean, she did well playing the character, but but the character she played because she plays the villain, and the Barista was entirely the opposite of what you see in a Dhar Mann short film. Like,
yeah, Dhar Mann, she's very sweet character. Not so, huh? In the Barista, not
yeah,
nice.
no, cuckoo in that one.
Oh, that's good. She's got range. Yeah, I love playing a good villain, but I prefer to play like the nice characters. I've been a lot of really horrible, wretched characters in verticals and things. It's good to be a nice guy in a film once in a while. Although they're both fun, to be honest.
I haven't, because I do voiceover. I'm actually getting back into voiceover, and I haven't played a villain yet, but if that ever comes along, I don't know what kind of villain would it be. Would it be like a Jack Black villain when he played Bowser in Mario, or would it be a kind of villain that Alec Baldwin would play? Because I will say, when Alec Baldwin well, back when he was an actor, I mean, he retired, but back when Alec Baldwin was an actor and he was on SNL, he actually did an impersonation of the president, who is now the 47th president, and in the way I portrayed the character, I mean, it was hilarious. And sometimes it was even hard to tell. I'm like, is that Alec or is that... Because the makeup was insane. It looked exactly alike.
Well, it helps that, anything Trump could say is usually so insane that it's indistinguishable from parody anyway. It's like the theory that, like, the more extreme the genre of music, the harder it is to tell parody from reality. I think that also holds true for genre of presidents, or for that matter, genre of any public persona. We had a fun. We're definitely in the era now. I would say the 2020s seems to be the era where like Hollywood tentpoles are built around video games, whereas obviously the last decade was all comic book movies, left, right, and center. And now the comic book sort of gold rush has clearly come to an end. And so now we get our Super Mario Bros. Movies and our Sonic the Hedgehogs, and I'm all for it personally. I mean, Last of Us was quite good.
Same here.
Fallout, I've heard good things. I haven't bothered to watch it yet, but did the Halo TV show ever come out, or is that still in development?
It's out.
How is it? Is it any good?
I haven't seen it.
No, me neither. I never. Actually
No, I don't have
Xbox,
Paramount Plus,
to be honest, so I don't know. I wouldn't know what to recognize.
Yeah, I mean, the only streaming I have is Amazon Prime, Netflix, and the Disney Plus bundle.
Yeah, I think my only association with Halo is that one of my neighbors in Ohio actually had like Halo 2, so I would just sit in his bedroom watching him play Halo 2, and that was the hangout.
Nice.
Super easy to entertain back then.
But yeah, in Ohio, there is an actual town called Lakeside. It's called Lakeside, Chautauqua, and it's in the town of Marblehead. And so that's where my show Lakeside is based on. It's based on Lakeside, Marblehead.
Yeah. That's pretty hot.
Yeah. Although should I now say they're coming to the Dragonside era, so it's going to be a Dragon era now.
Yeah. Hopefully life imitates art, and they'll reach.
Yeah, and one way to think about it, think in Jurassic Park, there's the first 3 Jurassic Parks, and then number 4, it became Jurassic World. And now it's a Jurassic World era. That's how it is for Lakeside. Like, first it was Lakeside, and now it's Dragonside.
Do you have plans for future revisions of the similar sort? Is it going to become Space Side and Alien Side and, Star Side? Those are all alien themed. I don't know another theme in time.
I don't know where it's going to go yet. It depends on if Van Dragonsing does well or not. I mean, yes, there are some...
Like Van Helsing, Van Dragonsing?
Yes, and there actually is a version of Van Helsing in the universe as well. There's a character named Jake, and he dresses up as a superhero named Van Helsing. That's supposed to be his version of Van Helsing. But that character does appear in the first 2 episodes of the reboot, and then he disappears for a while. But there's actually going to be 2 versions of Jake. There's going to be Werewolf Jake, and there's going to be Van Helsing Jake, because they're from 2 different universes. And when they hopefully they're able to meet. If they do meet for the first time, they're going to be pointing fingers at each other, going like, "Wait, who are you? Who are you? Wait, who's this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Who's this guy?" Like Spider-Man. And then we just have little Van Dragon standing in the middle of those 2, and they're just like, and he's just like,
Van Dragon.
he's a little ornery robot dragon. Like, think if Stitch was a dragon.
Oh, I love Stitch. And
Oh, welcome to the club.
yeah, who didn't like Stitch? Oh, what a classic. Although I never saw the remake, but I heard terrible, terrible things.
I have no interest to watch that. The only Stitch to me is the original.
Yeah, it's a kind of a shame, man. Disney's all over these remakes. Like, make some new. I know they're making new Frozen's and stuff, new Moanas, new 3D animated things. That's all well and good, and that's fine. But like, 2D animation is a dying art, man. Give us more stuff. Yeah, at least see the future remakes you want, the future live-action remakes. Like, give the poor kids some 2D animated something. You haven't run out of fairy tales. There's fairy tales galore.
Another great Disney 2D movie with a little bit of 3D that no one talks about, which is a great movie, is Treasure Planet.
Oh, I remember Treasure Planet. That was an excellent movie. Kind of reminds me of Atlantis. It's like a similar era to like the Atlantis movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Atlantis, The Lost Whatever.
Yeah,
that was kind of a gorgeous era of animation. That sort of Disney Renaissance. I don't know, would you say that's still Disney Renaissance, or is that like post-Renaissance at that point? Early 2000s, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Like similar to, I think Brother Bear came in around the time. That was one of my favorite movies growing up, Brother Bear. Oh my god, so sad. And he's like, Coda's like gotta tell, you know, or he's gotta tell Coda that he killed his mom, which is just such an intense thing to have to tell anybody in a Disney movie, but you know, it's gotta be done.
That's what Disney is known for, sadly.
Yeah, dead moms, dead dads. Mostly dead moms, to be honest. A lot of dead moms.
Why?
Some of the most iconic killed moms in fictional history are Disney.
I think one of the most iconic dad kills would be the Lion King.
Oh, that's true. You're right. So it's dead parents both ways. Yeah, I forgot about Lion King. I gotta put my laptop in.
But yeah, Winnie the Pooh was my favorite Disney bear.
Oh, I love
and he still is.
Winnie, oh bother. You know, that's why I love watching David Attenborough nature shows, because David Attenborough to me sounds like an old Winnie the Pooh. So it just sounds to me like Winnie the Pooh is taking us through the trials and tribulations of his fellow animals. Whenever I watch Planet Earth, or Our Planet, or one of those.
So, do you have any other favorite Disney characters?
Well, let's see. I mean, if we're excluding Pixar and just talking classic Disney, one of the things that I say a lot is that, you know, there's debates about like, oh, Marvel villains are so-so or whatever, so these cinematic villains. Nothing comes close to Disney villains. Like, classic 2D animated Disney villains are the best collection of like entertaining, cool, funny, iconic villains. Like Jafar, Ursula, Scar, even, you know, I forget the character's name, but from Princess and the Frog, Maleficent. Like, every like classic 2D animated Disney movie has a banger villain. They're unbelievable. Cruella de Vil, I mean, unreal. I think Cruella de Vil might be one of my favorite characters in all of Disney. Cruella de Vil is so
That
funny.
one's the worst.
Oh, she's so funny. And she's so
Well, she's horrible.
when she's like got her car, she's driving her like on fire car. Oh my god, it's so good. Classic stuff.
Well, one thing I definitely give Disney credit for is that they definitely do a good job at writing villains that they're the villains that you just hate big time.
Yes. Yeah, enough sympathetic villains, you know. I don't think Disney has ever once done a sympathetic villain. Every Disney villain is a bastard, and like they're the better. It's the better for it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Cruella de Vil, you know, she just wants to make. I was actually just talking to my girlfriend about the fact that I kind of want to watch I kind of want to get into the Muppet Show, watch some classic Muppets. I love the Muppet movie. Like, well, the new one was really good too, but even the original Muppet movie from, I don't know, the 80s or 90s or something. Whatever it is, where like it starts with Kermit the Frog and like the actual swamp, and then they like meet the different Muppets on the way.
Oh yeah, that was in the 70s, late 70s.
It's so good. It's so cute.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But we are coming down to the end of the interview, and we have two famous questions. Since I was talking about my mom's favorite Disney character, Muppet character, she always wants to know, whenever I have a guest on the show, is there a favorite board game or card game that they enjoy the most?
Ooh. I'm a huge board game fan and card game fan, and there's a lot. I think my favorite one is probably Scattergories, only because I'm better at Scattergories than I am at anything else in this world. I've never lost a game of Scattergories to this day. I don't anticipate ever losing. That perfect game. Perfect game.
Good. That's awesome.
Little letter die.
And since you were saying that the 90s cartoons were your era, is there a favorite 90s product that you had growing up, or something you wish you had?
Well, to be honest, I kind of miss VHS tapes. I think that I miss physical media in general, because I kind of like, there's a lot of like cute little meta text to like DVDs that we miss out on now, with the the special features and the little DVD menus and the little like. You remember how the Star Wars movies always had like a cool like animated scene from somewhere in the movie, like as their like menu? And obviously, we miss out on that with everything being streaming. But VHS tapes were just fun because you got to watch the whole movie in reverse before you saw it. So it's like, oh,
true.
Don't look at the movie. I think the first James Bond movie I ever saw was The World Is Not Enough on VHS tape at Devil's Lake in Michigan. And to this day, I rate that movie way more highly than it deserves, just because it was my first. You never forget your first.
My first movie that I went to see in the movie theater when I was like three or four, which I'm surprised I still remember, it was Finding Nemo. Actually, no, it would have been 3 because it came out in 2003.
Yeah, Finding Nemo was, I think, my dad's favorite Pixar movie, and he played it for us a lot, probably because it's so dad-coded. But he just liked the part where, Bruce, like, does the fake bite, and then he laughs, and he's like, ah ha ha ha, ah ha 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 ha. And my dad would rewind that part and, like, make us rewatch it, like, 13 times, to my, indifference. But God bless him. He loves that shark. He loves Bruce.
When I was a kid, I actually thought Bruce was one of the villains, but then I found out no, he wasn't. He just had it was almost like a drug addiction, but it was for fish, because part of his goal is not to eat fish. I mean, yes, sharks eat fish, but part of his goal is not to eat fish. He's basically a vegetarian. He's a shark vegetarian. But then when he smells the fish blood from Dory, that's when his drug addict craziness slips in, and his two friends are trying to make sure he doesn't let loose.
Yeah. Oh, poor Bruce.
Yeah, poor Bruce. But that is still a good movie. Finding Dory was not the best, but Finding Nemo is always the best.
Yeah, Finding Nemo is top tier Pixar for sure. Top shelf. I've heard the theory that like something to the effect of like Nemo is like in Marlin's head, because Nemo means no one in Latin or some fucking thing. So it's like the fact that it's actually Marlin's manifesting his guilt over the loss of all of his kids to the Barracuda in the beginning, which I think is a cool theory, but also like it invalidates much of the movie. I mean, certainly it makes the Nemo scenes not worth watching.
But that wouldn't make sense because everybody could see Nemo. They know who Nemo is.
Exactly. Nemo is clearly present, but
yeah.
But people come up with crazy Pixar theories for anything, and they should.
Yeah. Well,
like the theory
thank you.
Also, that like the
sorry.
cars from Cars are like alien shapeshifters or something that wiped out the humans, and they thought that like cars were like the dominant life form on the planet, so they like morphed into weird and anatomically.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Car people. Oh, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
There was a Toy Story theory that was connected to another Tim Allen movie, and that was the Santa Claus. And that was because in the second Santa Claus movie, when Tim Allen has to go see his son that he discovers is on the Nihilus, but he has to be at the North Pole at the same time, so he can't leave. So they decide to build a toy Santa, basically a plastic Santa, so that way it could look like he's still there at the pole. But the theory is that the characters that are coming from the machine, and when Toy Santa has to get destroyed at the end of the movie, or shrunken to little size, correct myself. Some say that parts of Robo Santa is what got built into Buzz Lightyear,
and that's why he's like interesting. I like that theory. I mean, at some point you can just theorize every piece of fiction to align with every other piece of fiction. I had a Jones once to make a website or something, and maybe I still will. That's kind of, I mean, it's not really necessary, but it's like a wiki for the fictional universe, where it's just, if you imagine that every fictional character that has ever been written or conceived of in any work of fiction exists in some consistent world, it would still be far less than the number of people that actually exist in any given major metropolitan city anyway. So, like, you could very easily populate a fictional world with every fictional character, and the only problem you have is that all the different creation myths don't line up with each other. But I guess that's true of the real world too, you know. Maybe you imply
True.
that in the fictional world where Sherlock Holmes and Batman live, you know, there's a lot of theories about whether it was the Lord of the Rings music of the Aesir that created the world, or if it was the first firmament in Marvel, or whatever happens in DC. I'm not as familiar with their lore. There's a website called Floor 796, I think it is. That's just like a big GIF of like a bunch of different fictional characters interacting. It's like a big Where's Waldo page, and I find it really interesting. Maybe that's the secret of all these crossovers and multiverse stories. You know, that's the end result, is we just tear down the walls of copyright and just let every character interact with every other character. But then again, that's just fan fiction at that point, so it's been done.
Well, there is one place that exists in, and that is Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. For Fortnite, just have everyone, I guess. Fortnite is the future of art as we know it, because Eminem, Superman, Spider-Man coexisting peacefully, all the Ninja Turtles.
And guess who else joined Fortnite? South Park.
Yeah, and South Park, and parodies in general can get away with it, I suppose. Yeah, and I think they just need to make a Marvel vs. DC fighting game. I think that would save the fortunes of the FGC. I think that's what I want. I might just start.
That's what John Cena is requesting.
John Cena's been very, very vocal on that front.
Yeah, have you seen Peacemaker?
Yes, but not all of it. I've seen like clips of it. I haven't seen the full episodes. Looks quite.
It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Cena portrays Peacemaker spot on. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a concentrated watch.
Although the
Besides
second
the new,
one,
Game of Thrones show, actually, you know, obviously Game of Thrones didn't end particularly well, but Night of the Seven Kingdoms looks really good, and I love the novellas.
well, thank you for today's interview, Jimmy, and wish you the best with your acting.
Yeah, thank you much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify and follow us on Instagram. See you next week.